Hey everyone, so far so good on the sketchbook challenge. I'm really enjoying seeing everybody's practice on line work. I just wanted to expand on that just a little bit. Not everything you draw in the future will have a really large variety of line work. Some things will, some things won't. The focus is that the line is really the foundation of a drawing, and you want to have a lot of tools with that line in the future. So even though these exercises really focus on getting a lot of weight or getting a really thin, crisp line here and there, you want to use that as a tool in the future, not necessarily make every drawing really heavyweight on one side, lightweight on the other. You want to try to vary that line as much as possible. So what I'm going to do today is just another exercise, still doing contour drawing, but we're going to do a little bit more detail. What we want to do is have the line describe what's going on. We're using it as communication. So we're going to draw a rose, and where I see dark lines and shadow, I'm going to put some heavy weight line. Where I see light, I'm going to use thin, crisp lines. But what I want to do is draw quickly and not worry too much about getting the picture perfect. What we want to do is focus on our lines. So what I'm going to do is create this rose picture in about 10 minutes or less. So I challenge you to do the same. The picture will be on the Facebook page under exercise 2. This will be the last video I do this week. The next video and exercise will be next Monday. So what I'm asking you to do for the next week is do a 10-minute drawing each day. I'll put some examples on the Facebook page that you can use, but do a drawing of some simple objects, maybe a little bit more detail this time, and really focus on the contour and getting that line to say something. You want to use your line as a communication tool. You're implying shadow, you're implying light with just a single line. So after this week, after doing the line exercises, we'll move on to how to see proportion, measuring, and get into shading and more detailed stuff. So it's a good start, everyone. Let's go ahead and start the rose drawing. Okay, for my pencils, I'm going to be using a 6B, 9B, a 2H, and a B, and just so I can get a good variety of line here. And what we want to do is I'm going to start out with a lighter line, and we're going to sketch in pieces of the rose that we think we can draw in pretty accurately, and then base everything on that first line. Remember, we're just doing contour lines. We're not doing too much detail. We're trying to practice our line work. So I'm just going to start on one of the middle petals. And I'm looking at shapes. Keeping my line pretty delicate for now, but applying a little bit more pressure here and there. And I'll come back in with the darker pencils. Remember, we're going fast here. We're not too worried about detail. Try to get, as accurate as you can. But our main focus is our line work. And by going fast, we're training, we're making our hand-eye coordination better. So it's okay to erase if you've got time. Just want to make this piece a little bit longer. Okay, so we've got our whole rose shape in. Now what I want to do is go in with some darker lines. So I'm going to look for some areas here that need a little more weight. In this middle part there's more shadow. So sometimes the line is dark and then it softens up a little bit. You can even use the side of your pencil to make an even thicker kind of line. These lines up here are much more fragile looking because they have light on them, but then as you get over into the shadow, they darken up a little bit. So you can really make these nice, thick lines with the side of your pencil. I'm going to switch to a B pencil. Up here the lines are much lighter because they're in the light source. Okay, I'm going to go back to the middle now. Remember, try to keep this under 10 minutes. Okay, now since I have time, I'm just going to work on some of the overall shape. Remember, you can use your pencil or your eraser to lighten lines as well. Okay, so for your next exercise, draw a rose, draw the inside of the rose with weighted lines, light lines. Try to vary it as much as you can. Try to keep it under 10 minutes, so that way you're really working on your hand-eye coordination. You can do 2 or 3 if you want to spend 30 minutes doing it, but don't worry about it too much. Just try to focus on the line. Don't worry about the proportion too much. We'll take our time on drawing lessons later in the series. Right now, what we're trying to do is develop our good line work. Make sure that you post your images underneath the specific section where I say to put your exercise pictures, so that way I can see them. You can post them anywhere on the page, but I'll be more likely to see them if you put them in the comments where I place the exercise. So until Monday, practice these 10-minute contour drawings each morning or afternoon, whenever you have time. And then next Monday, I'll come back with a new exercise and we'll take it a step further.